Hey, and welcome to the channel. My name's Jason Wimmer, and I'm obsessed with building a better life for myself and my family and being a blessing to the 10th generation and beyond. This video, I want to talk about why it is that I'm changing the structure of the update, what it is that I hope to accomplish with these updates, and some of the lessons that I've learned over the past couple of days. So, if you've looked at the channel at all, then you've probably seen there's at least 3 videos that have been posted where I kind of went through more or less some of the measurements and metrics that I've been tracking for myself, and talked about things that I'm doing. Yeah, ultimately that kind of was boring, and quite frankly it wasn't changing a lot, and I didn't see the value in that. And in addition, I started doing more Spark work, and because of that, I didn't have the time to do all of my daily routine stuff, and so that kind of went out the window. So ultimately I decided to kind of post these updates. As you can see, I'm in my car, waiting for Spark orders to come through. So I wanted to kind of start posting these because of some things that I've heard some mentors talk about, which is the desire to have documented the history of how they got to where they are, to have documented the lessons that they've learned. And really what I want to do with these videos is create like a repository of information, kind of provide some information to my descendants, to my children's 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 children, onto the 10th generation, that to give them somewhere they can look for information, and I can share what I've learned in life, and hopefully help them to build a better life for themselves. It goes to that being a blessing to the 10th generation, and wanting to have something that they can refer back to, and hopefully that my other children and grandchildren will add to as time goes on. So really that's what these videos are going to be about, is kind of sharing the lessons learned and what's going on, and just sharing a bit about what my life looks like today, the things that I'm working on, and the lessons that I'm learning as I try to build out the Constructing Abundant Life community, and what I'm doing to build a better life for myself, and ultimately therefore for my family as time goes on. I mentioned that one of the things that happened as I started to spark a little bit more was that that my morning routine kind of went out the window, and so I am rebuilding that. And over the coming days I'll be talking about what are the things that I'm doing to kind of get those maintenance activities back into my schedule, and then to start doing what it is that I'm going to be upgrading. Like, what upgrade activities am I going to incorporate, and how am I going to do that? I'll kind of dive into that a little bit more, but as to how I'm doing that. One of the things that I did want to touch base on, like to kind of give you an idea as to where we are with the building, Constructing Abundant Life community, is I've built a framework on Skool. I'll leave a link in the description below. Currently I'm looking for 10 founding members to join me in helping me to build it. And really what I'm looking for is just feedback and input, to try and find out what would be valuable to them, and so that way we can focus on kind of building this thing out. Ultimately the way I see it is a lot of it's going to be referencing resources that are out there, like different devotionals and things like that are already out there, other people who are posting content on YouTube, and other social media platforms, that's going to reference a lot of that stuff, and ultimately the way I feel about it is that there's nothing new under the sun. I'm not going to add anything to this. I'm not going to, there's nothing new for me to discover and for me to share with the world. But what I can do is help people to operationalize these lessons, like to really figure out how do we bring these down into changing the way that we act and behave on a day-to-day basis, to actually use them for the educational purposes that they are, and make changes in our lives. So I've kind of started building that out, and please, like I said, hit the link and feel free to check that out. And if you're interested, sign up to be a founding member. if past that, the next step of what I'm doing with building the community is that I need to find founding members, and I'm having a little bit of fear over that. I have created an announcement for LinkedIn, and I need to post it. I've talked to my wife about how there's a guy that we were in the youth group with 30 years ago, who's a preacher at a church nearby, and I don't know, I feel like God wants me to tell him about it, but I've been resisting it because it feels stupid. So I need to kind of get over that and just go on ahead and tell him. And that's kind of where I'm at. Like, the big hurdle that I'm facing right now is just finding some founding members so that we can really start diving into the details as to how this is going to work. And the fear, overcoming the fear of rejection, I guess, is where we're at. And then kind of to wrap up this video, one of the things I wanted to talk about is yesterday was a rough day for Spark. It was hard to make money. Didn't get a lot of great orders in from Spark. Finished the day $40 below where I wanted to be for the day, $40 below the target. And I was frustrated. I mean, I spent the majority of the day really frustrated. And as I thought about it, and I was starting to ask myself, like, why am I frustrated? What's going on here, and what can I learn from this? And I was frustrated because I wasn't making the money that I wanted to make, and it wasn't being as profitable as I wanted it to be. And at the end of the day, I realized that I wasn't trusting God. Like, God's going to provide for us. The Bible tells us that he takes care of the birds, and we're more important than birds. So he'll provide for us. And that my job is to show up, to be available, to do the work, and to do the best that I can. And I'll kind of go on a different video because this one's kind of running long on time, but I'll talk about like how I measure profitability for the orders, and kind of what my general minimum requirements are. But past that, and the possibility that maybe I need to adjust those minimum requirements. I mean, there's a debate about that, and I have some thoughts. Primarily that doing things to build this community right now, while not making money doing it, is a higher ROI activity. So I can't just be, blasé with the use of my time. I can't just take junk orders just because it would give me another $10 for that hour. Anyway, but basically what it boiled down to is just trusting God. Like, I need to do my job, which is to show up, be available, and have a good attitude, and be ready to work, and leave the production of income to the Lord, and let him take care of us, and let him take care of things. So I think that's probably a good place to end this video. So thanks for joining me. Thanks for listening to this point if you're still here. If you're a guy, especially a Christian guy, that wants to build a better life for yourself and be a blessing to the 10th generation in your family, please hit that link below. If you know somebody that fits that description, please share this video with them. Again, we're going to do lifetime free access for the 10 founding members that come in first, and continue to add value and contribute to the community. So if that describes you or someone you know, please share. Otherwise, hit the like and subscribe button if you want to continue to get updates. And thanks for your time. God bless.